Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Unpolitical But Political podcast. I'm so sorry for the delay. I know I did say I was gonna post. I haven't been on this for like a month. Life kicked in. I was ridiculously busy. A lot of things happened. There were some things that I had to put first, and then there was just a lot. I was in and out the house, and I wasn't able to do anything. But yeah, I am back now. And today we're going to talk about when I was first diagnosed with autism. I was kind of second guessing doing this because it is a very hard thing for me to talk about. Not because I'm embarrassed or I'm ashamed of it. It's just a lot for me. And I'm going to respect myself, and if I can't talk about something, I'm not going to do it. But I guess this is just to spread awareness. So I got diagnosed with autism when I was 2 years old. And I think from there I was nonverbal for a while. And I then was put through to therapy because I had speech impairment. So I had auditory memory, I had speech impediment. I couldn't retain any information that was given to me. I struggled with my reading and like reading comprehension. It was mainly like literacy and like numeracy stuff that I struggled with, but specifically literacy. So a lot of the elements of my autism kind of fell into that sort of topic where I couldn't really retain information. I was speech impaired again, like I said, so I didn't really talk a lot, and I would only give like 2 or 3 sentences per question. And I guess I will explain to you like how I started to recognize that like I wasn't like everybody else. So I guess as I got older, I started to realize like why things were the way they were, and why my books were like a different color. And like one thing that always kind of made me question myself in school was like why I kept getting like taken out of the class and like transferred into like another class, and like not transferred into another class, but like put in like a whole other setting, and everything would be more simplified for me. And like there were just things that just happened that like made me question like why is like these things happening. And then I remember my teacher was like, the moment like I started to realize like I was autistic and there was something not wrong with me, but I had like a difference, was when my teacher this was in primary school. She was like to me, I think it would be better for Destiny to go to like another, like to a different school with like a smaller setting, and just be around people who have the same needs but they're also in that same setting with her, and be in like a smaller environment where she can learn a bit more easily. Because when I was in primary school, none of my grades were improving. Everything was like nothing was improving. So my teacher had to like think of like another way to like help me kind of move my grades up. And so I guess like after I started to like fully realize like that there was something different about me. And so then when I got to secondary school, this is really hard for me to talk about, guys, I'm so sorry, but when I got to secondary school, I guess a lot of my insecurities were I'm not an insecure person, but like the way everything like fell into place, and I started to recognize that I wasn't like everybody else, was definitely in secondary school. And in secondary school, I was somewhat popular, so I did have a lot of like people around me. I still do, but it's not as much as they are, like, it's not as much people now. My circle is very, very small, and I only have people that I can trust around me, and like people that I can like talk to and stuff around me. But I guess I started to get very insecure about the fact that I was autistic when I was in secondary school, but I didn't really show it. Um, and I remember I used to like blame things on my autism, and like sort of use my autism as the reason why I couldn't do certain things, and like I used to feel like ashamed of the fact that I had autism. And then I guess I started to like educate myself on the topic and like sort of understand myself more. And then after a while, like as I got to college, when I like fully educated myself and stuff, I was like, do you know what? Like, I'm not gonna let no one shame me about who I am, and I'm not gonna let no one like make me feel bad for the fact that I don't live my life accordingly to like how the norm is. And I think it took me a while to like fully grasp that I have to come to an acceptance that this is how I am and this is how I would always be, and autism isn't something you can cure. It's just something that like it's going to be with you for the rest of your life, whether you try to like hide it or not. And now I've gotten to a place where I don't really like live my life for anyone anymore. I kind of live my life for myself, and that's what I've been trying to implement this summer as well. It's just like, this is the time where it's for me and not for anyone else, and this is the time where I can do what I want with my time. And I just chose to go to the gym, and that's what I've been doing with my time, is just going to the gym and like enjoying that, because it's like it kind of like puts me back in sports mode where I'm like, this is what makes me happy, and this is something that I've been involved in for so long, so why not like focus my energy on that? And I feel like after I started to recognize that I have autism, I started to realize that like my life started to resolve around expectation, and I was just like, I'm not gonna live my life for other people. Like, if the way I live my life bothers and triggers other people, then say it. Like, do you know what I mean? I really don't care. Like, this is how I want to live my life, and this is how I choose to live it, and I'm not gonna let no one make me feel bad for the choices I make in life, or make me feel bad for being who I am, when all I do like every day is just be myself, do what makes me happy, just like any other individual, you know? But I feel like the expectations on autistic people are so fucking like sky high that like no matter what we do, there's always still something wrong. And people, I feel like a lot of people are very ableist, so you know, they can say, oh yeah, you do all of these things but you still can't do this, and it's just like, because I like, it's not even the fact that I can't do it, it's just like, that's just how I am. Like, when you have a disorder, it kind of prevents you from doing, it doesn't prevent you, but like the whole concept of having autism is because there's things that you can do and there's things that you can't do. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's just that like, I don't know how to explain it, but like that's just what comes with the disorder. You know, I can't change it. I can't, even if I try to improve it, it's not gonna completely like get rid of the fact that I can't socialize like all the way through, or like, you know, it's just like, that's just how it is being autistic. Like, there's nothing you can do to try and like to try and change it, you know. That's just how it is. And people with autism will know that this is not something that we make up on a day-to-day basis. Like, this is how we are as autistic people. And I have to just come to learn to accept that this is how I am and this is who I am. And I'm not going to let no one come in my face and tell me that I should be living my life like this, or I should be doing things like this, or I should be expect, like, I'm not gonna allow no one to dictate how I live my life. Like, this is my life. This is how I choose to live my life on a day-to-day basis. I choose what makes me happy and I go by what makes me happy. You know, I'm tired of living, I'm sure other autistic people can vouch, but we are tired of living through expectation and through like what people want of us to, like, we're tired of living up to what people expect us to do, you know. Because I feel like a lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, but you should be doing this, and like, it's just like, just leave me alone, you know. If you don't like what I'm doing, it's so easy to just walk away, you know. I didn't ask to have autism. I didn't like wake up one morning and be like, oh yeah, like I just want to be autistic and like lack social skills, and like, no, it's not something that I choose. It's something that I have, and it's something that I was diagnosed with at the age of 2. So technically I was essentially born with it, but I just didn't have a diagnosis until 2 years old. So yeah, now I've just started to like set boundaries and just implement things that make me happy and do what makes me happy and live my life the way I want to live my life. And yeah, fuck anyone else who just says otherwise, you know. Like, I'm tired of draining my energy and like people pleasing and like living life according to someone else's timing, or like when it's good for them, or like when it's convenient for them, or whatever. Like, this is my life and this is how I choose to live it. And yeah, like, now I've just become more stronger and more open about the fact that I am autistic, sorry. And I don't let no one shame me or make me feel bad. And to anyone who is autistic out there, I love you, and you literally have my full fucking support. And you are fucking not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. Like, when I say you're not alone, I mean it till the day I die. Like, you are not alone. Like, I feel you, I understand you, I hear you, I see you, and I don't want no one to make you feel like having autism is a bad thing, or that you're incapable, or that, you know, nothing will ever work in your favour, or you will never get the same opportunities as other people. Like, we are just as bound to face more opportunities than the average human being. Like, let's just be honest, you know. Being autistic can get you way more further than being neurotypical, you know. But yeah, like, you guys are not alone. Anyone who's autistic, trust me, we are in the boat together, and we will ride in that boat until awareness is being like surface. Because I think it's ridiculous how we are told to live our lives like the norm. And I feel like this kind of ties into like people who are introverted. I know it's like not the same thing, but it kind of makes sense, because introverts, they're introverted, you know. They can't change the fact that they're introverted. That's just how they are, and that's what they enjoy. Like, when you enjoy something, or when it's just a part of you and your personality, you can't change that. And that's just the same as being autistic. When it's just who you are as a person and how you are as a person, you can't change it. That's just how you are, you know. You can improve, yes, but like, it's not going to fully change the dynamic of the person that you are, you know. And I feel like in this life, people need to be more understanding and come to an acceptance that no matter what you feed in someone's ears, they can take it, but it's not going to change them 100%. That's just how they are. And I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not even going to apologize, because this is just my own feelings, and like, this is what I feel like I need to say. But to anyone out there who expects me to live my life the way that they want me to, fuck you, because I'm not doing that. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life. I'm going to live my life how I feel like I want to live my life. This is my life. I have full control over my life. I have a whole I have full control over my life. This is my life. This is how I choose to live my life. I choose what I want to do with my life. This is what makes me happy. If you do not like it, there is a door for you to leave, okay? Because, like, I'm sorry, but I'm really exhausted because I feel like every day, like, I have to live my life according to somebody else. And it's just like, no, I'm not going to live my life according to other people. I'm going to live my life for me. I know I keep repeating this because it is annoying, the fact that autistic people are so stigmatized, and like, we're so like dehumanized as people, like, we're not human beings. And like, this is why I wanted to tell my story, of how I got like diagnosed and stuff. I would go into full detail, but this topic is very hard for me, so I'm just like giving you guys like the little like bits and bobs of how I discovered that I was autistic, and the fact that it made me insecure growing up, and then how I started to realize that like it's okay to be different, it's okay to not fit in, it's okay to not be the norm. Like, we express ourselves in the most unique ways, and like I don't want anyone to make anyone who has a difference feel bad, especially when it's something that you can't, you can't be on like there's some disorders that you can actually, not disorders, but like ADHD, you can be put on medication for that. With autism, you cannot go on medication for it. It's just something that like, it's just impossible. It will never change anything. Other than that, it will probably just make it worse. You'll probably start to have symptoms that you've never had before through medication. So for anyone who feels bad for autism, or has anyone around you that makes you feel bad for simply being you and simply living your life the way it makes you happy and the way that you choose to live it, I'm sorry, but they can go and kick rocks, because you do not need people in your life that are going to make you feel bad for something that is a part of you, my birthday was like a week ago, and I sat down on my birthday and I was like, I'm going to live this year a bit more differently. Like, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. I'm going to live my life being happy and doing things that make me happy. And I even set a goal for myself. I was like, I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to continue to go to the gym and have that make me happy. I'm going to continue to, just do things that make me happy, like, and if people have a problem with it, but I'm not going to change it for you, My life doesn't revolve around what people think I should be doing. My life revolves around me. It revolves around what I want to do. It revolves around what makes me happy. It revolves around what I choose to do. And it just, like, that is just me, And I'm not going to change myself for nobody, I feel like a lot of my life I've been people have tried to mold me into someone that I'm not, and I've lost my real authenticity because I've tried to mold myself for other people, when I knew at the back of my head that this is not what I enjoy, this is not what I want to do, this is not the type of person that I am. So why am I going to try and sort of wiggle my way into someone else's picture of me, Honestly, like, for anyone out there who has autism, trust me when I say this, please live your life on your own terms. Don't live your life for other people. Do not live your life for other people, because what you're going to do is you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to minimize yourself. You're going to lose the real you and the real authentic you. You're going to get insecure about yourself because you're going to feel like you're not enough the way you are, because other people are making you feel like you have to live your life in a type of way when it's not the case. Live your life for you. Live your life on your terms. Live your life how you want to live your life. Do what makes you happy. And that is it, Don't let no one make you feel no type of way about something that you can't control. If I could control it, fair enough. If I can't control it, then who are you to tell me otherwise, And I want to send a message to anyone out there. You never have to live your life the way people expect you to. You never have to. You live your life how you want to live your life. And that's facts. And I'm going to also take that, into consideration myself, At the end of the day, the only way that I look at it is that if you're not causing any harm to anybody, and if you're not bothering anybody, then let it be, I'm just like, I wanted to talk about this so much because it just really like pisses me off how we are told that we should live our lives in a way that fits other people's narrative and that suits their story the best. I think autistic people need to be left the fuck alone, and we should be left to do what makes us happy. That's it. That's final. And I've come to an acceptance that this is how I am going to be, and this is how I'll always be. And there's not really anything I can do about it. And I've become now very secure within myself, and I know that I am capable of anything in this world, and I know that I stand very strong in who I am, and I do not let no one make me feel bad about who I am. I don't let no one tell me how they think I should live my life, or what they think I should be doing with my life, or what they think I should be. I don't let no one make me feel like I should be doing things when they want me to do it. I do it because I want to do it. I do it because it makes me happy, you know? But yeah, that's it for today. I know it's very short, but I wanted to kind of spread awareness that autism is not a disease. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not a crime to have a difference. You are allowed to live your life the way it makes you happy, and fuck anyone else who tells you otherwise, or tells you how they think you should live your life. You live your life how you want to live it and what makes you happy. Yeah? Anyone who has autism out there, I hope you're fucking listening. Live your life according to you. You be happy with you, you know? You only have one of you, and life is too short to keep tipple-tappling around other people's feelings and being afraid about what people might think of you, or how you might be perceived, because you're living your life that in the way that makes you happy. Like I said, if you're happy, and the only principle in this life is just to be happy. There's no other way of living. Just be happy. Do what makes you happy. Achieve what you want to achieve. Do what you want to do. Fuck anyone else who says otherwise. And I mean this with the utmost love. Like, trust me, it doesn't help when you people please. It doesn't help. It makes things worse, and you ruin your own mental health by trying to live your life the way other people expect you to. For me personally, I have read a lot of psychological mishaps that comes with people pleasing, and it's honestly not good. It's honestly so detrimental, so dehumanizing, and it ruins you as a person. Do not live your life according to other people. Please, I ask of you very nicely, use my story as a way to motivate you and uplift you. I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2, and it took me so long to understand why I am the way I am today, you know? I was insecure about my own autism in secondary school. And then after secondary school, and when I got to college, and I started to realize, like, this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And I'm not going to let no one shame me for it. 1. 2, I'm not going to let no one tell me about my autism. And 3, I'm going to live my life with the way I want to live it. And I'm going to live my life in the way that makes me happy. And I'm not going to listen to nobody else who tells me how they think I should live my life, or what they think I should be doing. Either way, I'm not going to listen to it. You can tell me 100 times, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And that is facts. And anyone out there who has autism, like I said, please take from what I said today, please. I ask of you very nicely. There's only one of you, and that's facts, you know. Set boundaries, you know, like what I said in my other podcast. Set boundaries, you know. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope I can talk about in the next podcast, I will definitely talk about my coming out story, which either might be today or tomorrow. And yeah, please take away from what I said. And any advice to anyone out there who has autism, my advice to you, and I will say this again for the last time, my advice for anyone out there who has autism: there's nothing wrong with you. You are perfectly fine the way you are. Autism is not a disease. It's not a crime. It doesn't make you incapable. There's nothing wrong with you. You are a human being just like everybody else. The way you view the world is just a little bit more different. And live your life for you. Do what makes you happy. Don't live your life according to said person. Live your life according to you, and you be happy that way. So long as you're not bothering anybody or causing any havoc or doing the complete opposite and putting yourself in complete fuckery, then that's what matters, you know. You're living your life and being happy. You do what makes you happy. Fuck anyone, like I said, who makes you feel bad for living your life the way you want to live it. If it doesn't make them happy, the door is there, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and I'll definitely be consistent with this. And yeah, please take away from what I said. And this podcast was mainly just to give advice and like spread awareness and let things off my chest, and also kind of speak about my experiences, even if it's not into depth. It is something just to let you guys know that like there's nothing wrong with you. And yeah, so thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys on the next one.